welcome to another interview for the UniBrass Foundation. And my name is Brett Baker, and it gives me great pleasure here to interview Matt Ludford-King. So thank you very much, Matt, for taking part in this.
No problem, Brett. It's great to see you. Great to be
Yeah,
here.
I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about what you've been doing, because certainly um, this is quite new to me in terms of what happens at UniBrass with the competition element. So it's going to be interesting to sort of just have a little bit of a look at what happened last year and what you're looking forward to this year. So first of all, can you tell me a little bit about your banding background? If you're a conductor, I guess that you have done some playing at some point in your career, even if you're now studying conducting.
Yeah, so believe it or not, most of my playing was yonks ago as a trombonist like yourself. So, well, I say that I started on euphonium actually in the
Okay.
Hampshire County. So, as most of us do, uh, I started on euphonium and I came through the Hampshire County youth band system. So, I'm from right down south. There's not a great deal of banding down in that area of the world. So, it wasn't really until I was 17, 18 that I really got introduced to the real kind of the real banding world, as you would put it. But actually, when that happened, I went in on percussion. So a lot of my band playing, and certainly now, is on percussion. So I'm currently playing timpani with Tredegar, as well as occasionally dropping in on trombone as and when I need to, or when I can sort of get my foot in the door, really a little bit. But other than that, really, that's pretty much it. Most of my focus is on conducting. And yeah,
Yeah, but
it's quite
that's
it would be a long story.
no, that's great. And I mean, one of the I would suggest one of the important things about conducting is to know a variety of instruments. So, for instance, if you can understand euphonium and trombone and percussion, that's actually quite a brilliant mix to then progress in terms of then understanding their issues as you get into the conducting aspect of life. So no, that's you sound perfectly qualified to me, which brings me on to my next question, which is that last year you won the Best Student Conductor Award at the competition, which is fantastic. And so I guess you had a good time last year and that you're looking forward to this year. But I wondered if that's changed either your outlook at all, or whether the phone's been ringing non-stop as a result of getting it, and whether it's sort of changed your perspective in terms of conducting.
Hmm. I'd love to say that the phone's been blowing up, but there's not a lot of jobs going at the moment. But no, it's really just been part of the journey. It's a fantastic accolade to have received, and I'm incredibly humbled to have gotten the award. There were some fantastic student conductors there on the day as well. I mean, I feel sorry for the adjudicators having to pick one out of the bunch. But I'm so grateful to have got it. But yeah, it's very much just sort of kept me on the straight and narrow, thinking, right, okay, I can do this. Basically, I've had a lot of self-doubt before, and especially trying to break into the industry through COVID, which is I started my course in conducting just as lockdown restrictions were starting to,
Yeah.
just ease a little bit. So yeah, it really, it hasn't boosted in terms of getting loads of jobs coming in, but it certainly has given me the boost I need to think that, right, this is what I want to do. And it really did just, yeah, give me that nice, I hate it, little ego boost. So,
No, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, do you think you'll feel any pressure because there's a bit of expectation now for this year's competition?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm already feeling the pressure. I can tell you that now. I'm already really, really deep in the scores, and it's not easy. I've got some really, really challenging pieces to tackle with the band. So I'm getting my end of things sorted as best as I can before we really delve deep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, that's fabulous. And I mean, as some people would put it, then pressure is a privilege. So if you're in that position, it's a good thing. Um, okay, so and also as a result, or probably not as a result, but because you're doing so well in the conducting side of things, then I think you also won an award at the Conservatoire in Birmingham as well.
Yeah, so I was really, really lucky to receive the conducting prize for last year's cohort, which was totally unexpected. I had no idea. I just got an email one day saying you've been nominated, and then I'd won. So that was really, really lovely to kind of get recognised in the conservatoire as well, because at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire we have three conducting courses, which are the orchestral, brass band, and choral. So we have about, at the moment, we've got a cohort of about 10 postgraduate conductors, and to be, picked out of the lot was, again, really, really just an honour, to be honest, and totally unexpected. I have to
Oh, well,
admit.
good, yeah. And what are your plans once you finish? Because I think you're in your third year at the moment there, so I guess this is your final year
Mhm.
if you're doing part-time. And so what are your plans after that?
Well, so at the moment, I'm really lucky to be teaching with Services for Education in Birmingham. So I'm a peripatetic brass teacher around the city. So I'm definitely planning on continuing that, because it's wonderful to be able to go into schools and sort of every hour of the day you've got 30 different cornet players in front of you, or tenor horns, baritones, trombones, the lot. So that's really where a lot of my energy is focused during the daytime. But certainly, I want to try and build up a bit more of a portfolio of ensembles. So I currently work with Mortimer Concert Brass, who are based out in Shropshire. Wonderful, wonderful band. And they were actually the first, well, they are the first contesting band I've ever conducted. So they were my sort of breakthrough before UniBrass being my first ever contest as a conductor, and then the area shortly following. So I'm going to be doubling down my efforts with them. Of course, we've got the area coming up as well. Hopefully, as well, once I've finished the course, maybe a nationals. You never know. Um,
Yeah,
so, but
absolutely.
hopefully, yeah, but hopefully, maybe picking up a few more jobs in the evenings just to keep me busy, keep me off of the tea and all that. So, yeah, just
Good.
keeping
No,
myself
so
busy.
no, that sounds great, and it's great that you're already set up, so that it's not that you're looking for something and having the stress that a lot of students get, which is they finish the course, then okay, what now? So now, brilliant. And so, looking at this year, and we've got a few weeks left before the competition. What are you most looking forward to in terms of the UniBrass Festival in February?
You know what? One thing we didn't get a chance to do last year, because we were a really late draw and there were problems with the coach and everything. We got there just on time to get on stage. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting to hear some of the other bands. Because we're early drawn, which is great, some may say. But I'm actually going to have a chance to sit and listen, and I can't wait to hear what the other universities have to bring, because as a student, having been a student for the past 6 years and coming from a university before the conservatoire that didn't have a brass band, it's great to see that this culture is growing and it is thriving, in fact, in our student population. So I can't wait to hear what's coming up, because there's going to be some really exciting programs. There's going to be some wonderful, wonderful playing. I I just can't wait. It's honestly.
Oh, good. And would you say that as a result of, I guess, the whole UniBrass experience, it's obviously going to be really important that you're doing lots of things outside of just that, and that's going to help. But do you think UniBrass in any way has helped you in terms of confidence as a conductor?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think it has. Yeah, absolutely. Because it was my first ever contest as a conductor, so it kind of broke the ice a little bit, and it's a really, really friendly environment to be sort of competing in. How these things can go when competitions involved. Things can be a little bit too stressful and under pressure. But no, the fact was, when we were in the warm up room, the changing rooms, and the bag drop offs and everything, everybody was so lovely. It was great to catch up with so many friends from across the country who I didn't even know had carried on in brass banding as well from years and years ago when I was in the youth band. So to sort of catch up with people and make new friends as well, which was just a really wonderful thing. So that's another thing I'm really looking forward to this year. And new contacts, of course. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, no, it is a very encouraging atmosphere, and I was funny enough interviewing Philip Harper yesterday and
mhm.
asking him about um, various aspects of what he's looking for in the competition, which I won't go into now. But I was going to say, For those people that might be players at UniBrass and they're thinking about next year maybe becoming a conductor, do you have any one bit of advice for them in terms of how they should approach that?
Go for it. Honestly, just go for it. I think there's such a not stigma, but it just seems like the whole world of conducting is so shrouded and insular, and everybody sort of looks into it and it's like, I don't want to be that person at all. Because it is a lot of pressure, but it is the most rewarding, one of the most rewarding experiences. I never ever thought as I was going into this game that I would be the right person for it, because I always used to be I was quite anxious growing up. I never really massively loved playing as a soloist or in a band. I'd always get really, really nervous. So to then step in front and take control of the whole lot, in my third year of my undergrad, when the conducting tutor there just sort of said, just try, give it a go, and then fell in love with it like that. Honestly, you don't know until you try. So have a go. That's all I can say. Have a go.
Brilliant. Oh, well, thank you very much for your time today, Matt. Best of luck in the competition. I hope it goes well for you this year, and I'm sure I'll look with interest in terms of how everything's going.
Thank you very much, Brett. Great speaking to you.
My pleasure.
UniBrass 2023 is on Saturday the 11th of February. Tickets are on sale now through the Warwick Arts Centre box office.